How do you spell that?
Well, that's scrofulariasis samosacello. That's S-K-O-S. He's got mumps. That's what he's got.
I'll start you off with some basic training. Call out some of these streets, will you, please, as we go by? College, Grosvenor, Wellesley, change for the bluer car. No. That's no way to call out streets, for heaven's sake. You know how to call out a street? I'll show you. On it, Rooney, Bottle, God, you know. I can understand what you're saying. Now you're getting the idea. That's wonderful.
You know, it's been 15 years since I last saw Frank Peppiatt. That's when he moved from L.A. up here to Toronto. Gosh, I haven't even spoken to him. He doesn't have a telephone. Nobody's spoken to him. All I have is his address. I hope he's okay. My God, he lives here? Hi, I came to see Frank Peppiatt.
Mr. Peppiatt sees no one.
Yeah, but I'm John Aylesworth. I worked with him for 40 years. We were partners. Surely he'll see me.
Perhaps. I'll announce you.
Gee, thanks a lot.
Ready for my close-up, Mr. Jewison?
Frank! Frank, what's happened to you? Come to your senses, man. I mean, it's the same dress, but you've changed gender.
Is it still 1960?
No, it's the 90s.
The gay 90s?
Obviously.
I guess we really became a team and started writing a lot of comedy together at McLaren Advertising, where we met in 1950, 51, I guess.
They ushered me into this office, and Frank was at a desk, and I had another desk, and we met each other, and it was craziness from then on. We just did absolutely insane things.
One night we put on newspaper hats and rulers for guns, and we were marching around the office just for fun, and we walked into the boardroom in the middle of a General Motors board meeting. And I said, "About turn!" We both turned, slammed the door, and left. God knows what those men thought.
Nobody noticed.
Peter McFarlane came to work for McLaren's as head of the television department.
Yeah, because he had gone to a television school in New York for 2 months. So that made him hot stuff.
Yeah, right. He said that they need some comedy over at CBC, and we want to do a test film of you guys, because we were funny in the office.
And there wasn't anybody else. There wasn't any comedians. Or when he wanted to do a comedy show, there was Wayne and Schuster, but they had a very successful radio show. They didn't want to get into television that early. And it was 6 o'clock in the morning, the audition. We just wrote all night. And we knew we were going to do the refrigerator thing.
And the customs.
We did the custom sketch. Yeah, so we did the audition, and the CBC looked at it and said, okay.
And then they phoned us,
on the air.
Believe it or not, and said, you're on every Friday at 10 o'clock for an hour.
Yeah.
Live.
After hours.
And we used to do a thing very similar to what they do on Saturday Night Live. We used to do open in the audience.
Well, tell me, Clint, what did you think of that fast knockout fight last Friday night?
I didn't see it.
You, the greatest sports authority in Canada, didn't see the championship fight last week on television?
No, I didn't. No.
Well, how come?
I was watching After Hours.
I guess it was December of '52, and we were on the air in January of '53.
It was unbelievable. I mean, to be suddenly you're doing your own show.
Stark terror.
Yeah. And also, I don't think I realized how that it was going out, you know, and so my mother and father saw
Yeah.
it, you know. In fact, I asked her, you know, how she liked it, and she said, well, try to stand up straight. You're a tall boy, and show it off.
We had no budget. The whole show cost $100 for an hour, including our fee.
And we had Jill
Yes, sir.
Foster, of course, who was Jill Hancock at that time, Florence Hancock.
Florence
And
Hancock.
I had known her from, I was in a small group of players, the Blacklock players, and John said, we need a lady to be on with us, you know. So I said, let's get her. You know, we got her, and she quit her job. We didn't quit ours, we weren't stupid. But she quit her job, and
Then we
together for the next 3 years.
needed somebody to sort of hold it together, so we got a local disc jockey named Rick Campbell, and he would do the introductions and then set us up in the next sketch we were going to do, and that was it.
Why, George, you got a real fine show for you. Now, these three people that you're going to see a bit later on in the show, Frank, John, and Jill. Jill is very easy to recognize. Jill has blonde hair.
But we didn't have an audience or anything for the first couple of months, but we started to get a following because it was just a very weird, strange show. And because we were working at the agency all day, every day, we didn't have too much time to prepare.
We rehearsed in my basement
Yeah.
at my house,
Yeah.
and they had no real costume department. We said, we're doing a Superman sketch. Frank's going to be Superman. They said, well, does he have a costume? So my mother made the costume for me out of a pair of long underwear and an old football jersey, and put the Superman thing on the front.
Boy, what fun, though. It was like playing in a rec room, going down to the studio and just go in there, and everybody was loose, and nobody knew what they were doing. And
And you'd forget
It
that you were
was great
live,
fun.
going out.
yeah, it was playtime.
Well, there certainly are a lot of premiums in that box.
What did you say, Dabbler?
I said there are a lot of premiums in that box.
Oh, Dabbler, I can see you're off and running. There's going to be no holding you tonight. Will you just keep the jokes down for a minute and let me get on with the show?
Fine.
Oh, there you go again. Oh, Dabbler.
If you don't want to keep looking down at your script and up into the camera all the time, then After Hours has the answer. We call them TV eyes. Now, Frank will read an item and demonstrate, please.
Right. Here's the late sports news. The Sioux Micmacs were edged last night by the Sioux Mac Mix. 5-0. Merle Hurlbut garnered the winning tally in the last chukker. And that's the sports news till now. So remember, you can always lose if you can win with a smile.
One guy saw us in a bar. We did the streetcar sketch that particular night, and he was in the bar, and he said, everybody stopped when they saw the streetcar thing, and they all started to laugh. And it makes you feel good, you know, that somebody was watching, you know.
Yeah.
He said it was hilarious. Everybody stopped and watched it.
Every time. A guy got on this morning. Tried to fool me with the old dodge, the ticket in the mouth. Gets on, does this. And I said to him, you've got that ticket in your mouth, you little scallywag. Now spit it out. Good going. You know what he did? What? Shoot it up like this. They swallowed it. Like that.